How do pawn storms work in the middle game? Have you ever watched a chess game and wondered how players launch aggressive attacks with their pawns? Today, we will break down the fascinating concept of pawn storms in the middle game. So, how do these strategies actually work? Pawn storms are primarily used when players have castled on opposite sides of the board. The main idea is to push your pawns forward on the side where your opponent's king is located. This allows you to create attacking chances while keeping your own king safe. When both players have castled on opposite sides, pushing your pawns toward your opponent's king can be done with less risk. The advancing pawns aim to break open files and diagonals. This is done by forcing exchanges or pawn captures, allowing your heavy pieces, like rooks and queens, to invade and attack the enemy king's position. Timing is essential in a pawn storm. The player who successfully opens lines first gains a strong initiative. Think of the pawns as a battering ram, pushing forward to break through the opponent's defenses. A hook pawn, placed on a key square like h6 or h3, can control critical squares and help facilitate breakthroughs. Your own pieces play a significant role in the success of the pawn storm. If your pieces block your pawn's advance, the attack can stall. On the flip side, if your pieces support the pawns, they can create a powerful attack. The opponent's pawn structure and piece placement also affect how successful your pawn storm will be. If your opponent delays their own pawn storm or fails to counter effectively, your pawns may reach critical squares first, leading to a decisive attack. However, be cautious. Mistimed or slow pawn storms can backfire. They may leave weaknesses in your position or allow your opponent to counterattack effectively. In summary, pawn storms in the middle game work by aggressively advancing pawns on the flank where the enemy king is castled. The goal is to open lines for an attack. Success depends on timing, piece coordination, and the specific pawn structure. This strategy is especially effective when players castle on opposite sides, turning the middle game into a race to break through the opponent's defenses first.